Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, from first day here in Munich at Rohstoffmesse München. First day, I'm really happy to have Jonathan Egilo together with me here from Axo Copper. And also this interview is sponsored by Axo Copper because he is a client of us and we are very happy to have him here.
Yeah. Hi, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Perfect. So, Axo Copper, you just had your IPO. You're now at the stock market TSXV venture in Canada. So, what has happened in the past and what's your project about?
Yeah. So we just IPO'd this past June. We're also listed in Frankfurt as well now. But yes, we were a private company operating from 2022 to 2025. We at the time we found a high grade copper asset that was actually in production. It was being ran by a local family. They were doing grades of 4 and 5% copper, so quite high grade. But like a lot of local families in Mexico, they were just taking what was in front of them, mining, but they didn't really do any kind of exploration, right? So we picked up the project with the goal of just basically seeing what is there through exploration. The family was only doing about 250 tons per day. So basically we are taking what they had, expanding on it, stepping out a long strike and down depth and just figure out what's there so that, ultimately we want to determine what scale and what rate it should be put back into production. So we did a round of private drilling when we were a private company. On the back of the IPO, started a 15,000 meter drill program, which we consider our phase 2 drill program. And we've just been consistently putting out, good high grade copper results on a monthly update.
Wow, 15,000 meters. How many drill holes do you want to do?
So right now we've been operating with one drill rig. We just started up a second one actually a few weeks ago. The purpose is one drill rig is on the main target, which we call Las Marias. It was the area that the family was mining before, but we brought in a second drill rig to do some more regional targeting. So we've put out results of surface samples of 10, 11% copper that are a few kilometers away from the area that the family was mining. So we've just put a drill rig on that for the first time now.
Okay, so just in order to get our investors an idea about your project, where is it exactly and is any major around you?
Yeah, so we're in Jalisco. In the west coast of Mexico, Jalisco State. Other, Endeavor Silver is just building a mine there right now. Go Gold's Los Ricos is there. The biggest mine nearby is actually only about 10 kilometers away, called Peña Colorada. It's a massive open pit iron ore mine run by ArcelorMittal. So we benefit a lot from them nearby, mostly from infrastructure. There's roads right up to site. There's power lines to site. They use a major port nearby in Manzanilla that's only about an hour away. So that's the biggest mine nearby.
And you don't need to pay any penny for that. That's perfect, right?
No. The roads are already built, and yeah, the infrastructure's there.
How much cash do you have in the bank now?
We have about 7 million in the bank.
So the 15,000 meters drill program is fully financed now?
Yep, correct.
Yes. And as you mentioned, the family, the former owner of this project, do you also have some historical drill results, some all these results in order to put it in your exploration program?
Yeah, the family did one round of drilling in 2020, and that was it. Mostly around areas just kind of in and around where they were mining, so over a relatively smaller area. But we do have all of the data for that. I believe it was about 25 or so drill holes that they had put out before. And fortunately for us, we still have, nearly all the core. I'd say probably 95% of the core from their round of drilling. So we were able to re-assay it ourselves just to reconfirm, and it's good usable data.
And also, all this data is de-risking your company, right?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that the asset was already in production was actually a huge de-risking. Like, it de-risked on the metallurgy. We know what the concentrate quality was. We know what the concentrate buyer was paying for it. So yeah, they basically, I like to think of the family did kind of a 3-year bulk sample de-risking program for us when they were running the mine.
How does it look like permitting wise? So of course it was running, so all the permits you can also extend, or do you have to?
So we'll have to resubmit for a full permitting process when it comes time. So right now we're allowed to drill, which is what we're doing.
Yeah.
But once we get to a stage where we basically submit a PA level mine plan to the government, we're not quite there yet. But once we get to that stage, we would resubmit, and then we go through the regular permitting process.
What's going to be your next targets for the next 12 to 18 months is for the investors?
Yeah, I mean, right now we're kind of in a pretty exciting part of the exploration curve where we know we have something is very high grade, very interesting. Now it's just a matter of stepping out and continuously defining tons, because the family only mined about, over an area, call it 100 to 150 meters along strike. But we've traced the system for 5 kilometers. They only took it down about 40 meters below surface, but we're drilling, 200 meters below surface. So really right now it's try to define scale, and like I mentioned, then figure out how to get it back into production.
Perfect. And copper is the commodity for the future. So what's your view about copper for the next couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, I think like a lot of people, I'm quite a long-term copper bull, mostly just from the fact that not only is there, of course, increasing demand coming up with energy transition, but I just look at the fact that the meaningful discoveries have really fallen off over the past 10, 20 years. I mean, if you look at the discoveries over the past decade compared to 20 or 30 years ago, they're just not there. And the biggest mines in the world, like Escondida and all these massive mines, are going lower and lower grade. It's just there's just nothing really new coming online that'll fill the supply gap. And I mean, near term, it's like Grasberg just went offline, right?
Yeah.
So operating mines are stumbling. Even before Grasberg came offline, it was really, really competitive in the concentrate market. And I just, my personal view is we keep seeing that kind of tightness continue. I mean, look at the costs of TCRCs of what smelters and refinings are paying. There's a lot of demand for copper concentrate that isn't there right now.
100%. I'm the same opinion. So it's gonna be tough, especially on the demand side.
Yeah.
And that's good for the copper price. That's good for your company. That's good for all the good projects. And you really have a great project, as you mentioned, with historical production, with now your drill program, with the high great results you already had. So it's gonna be good. You are fully funded. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah.
And check out the company. Axo Copper is gonna be very interesting. So thank you very much for your attention, and bye bye from Munich.